Can you believe it? In the heart of prosperous America, there's a city slowly sinking into despair. If you're someone who cares about the untold, darker sides of the story, come with me as we uncover the truth behind it all. Watch until the end, and if you find it meaningful, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tacoma was once known as a peaceful stop in the state of Washington, nestled quietly along the shores of Commencement Bay, where the sunset would cast shimmering reflections on the water like a watercolor painting. The old streets were lined with trees that turned a fiery orange in the fall, and now and then, you'd stumble upon a street musician playing guitar outside a cozy little cafe. The people here were warm and friendly, a community that once felt unbreakable. But today, that image has been heartbreakingly distorted. This corner of Washington, where riverside roads once sparkled and culture and art touched every nook, is no longer what it used to be. But today, that image has been heartbreakingly distorted. Can you believe it? A 6-year-old girl curled up in an old car, a thin blanket barely shielding her from the biting cold. That's where she's been living with her father for weeks. Her father, unemployed, sits silently in the dark with empty eyes, as if the whole world has forgotten they exist. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's part of a real documentary we've captured about homelessness. The homelessness crisis in Tacoma didn't happen overnight. It crept into every corner of the city, from the ports to neighborhoods that were once peaceful and secure. A one-bedroom apartment in South Tacoma now rents for an average of $1,800 a month, while the state's minimum wage brings in only about $2,600 a month before taxes. Can you imagine? Working an entire month just to cover rent, without even touching food, medicine, or transportation. And then, all it takes is a job loss, an illness, or one missed payment, and you could become one of the more than 3,000 people currently experiencing homelessness in Tacoma. We met Sarah, 28, who's been living in her Honda Civic with her 3-year-old son and 6-month-old daughter since late 2024. She used to be a preschool teacher. But when living costs soared and her hours were cut, she just couldn't keep up. "I'm not asking for charity. I just want a place where my kids can sleep without being scared the police will knock on the window," she said, tears streaming down her face, her voice still full of strength. Sarah's story is just one of hundreds we've witnessed, stories of people fighting every single day to survive amid the chaos. What do you think is the root cause? There isn't just one answer. It's the unchecked rise in housing costs. It's jobs disappearing due to automation. It's the slow-burning opioid crisis destroying an entire generation. It's the aftermath of a devastating pandemic. The healthcare system and social housing are both overwhelmed, while aid programs are gradually drying up. Uncontrolled urban development has become a double-edged sword. Its shiny surface can't hide the painful, darker side. City officials are struggling, caught between tight budgets and growing needs. In 2025, Tacoma faces the potential loss of 379 shelter beds due to lack of funding, mainly because pandemic relief packages have run out. That means hundreds of people could lose access to safe places to sleep. Facilities like the Forging Path Center and Shelter No. 3, once lifelines for the vulnerable, may be forced to shut down. The city has urgently requested $6 million in support from the state of Washington to keep these services running. But with the state facing a budget deficit of over $12 billion, what will be prioritized? On the other side, small businesses in Tacoma are also feeling the pressure. Many report tents taking over sidewalks, used needles found near their storefronts, and a decline in safety that's driving customers away. Some shop owners have had to hire private security, costing up to $50,000 a year. Meanwhile, social workers like Jake just hope the city won't treat the homeless like a stain to be scrubbed away, because each of them carries a story that's yet to be heard. One group that's been hit especially hard, but rarely talked about, is homeless youth. Marcus isn't alone. In the early 2025 count, the number of young people without housing in Tacoma surpassed 500, double the number from 2021. These are individuals just stepping out of their teenage years, lacking life skills and falling through the cracks of the support system. Without timely intervention, they risk becoming the next generation trapped in the cycle of poverty and homelessness. Still, there is hope. We visited a free meal site at the Tacoma Rescue Mission, where over 800 meals are served every day. No questions asked, no paperwork needed. If you're hungry, you eat. An elderly black man, with a white beard and a warm bowl of soup in his hands, told me, "Here, at least I'm still treated like a human being." Places like this, small as they may be, are the remaining pillars of compassion in the midst of the storm. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you believe these stories deserve to be heard, help spread the message by liking and subscribing to the channel. Every interaction you make is a bridge that brings these stories closer to the global community. We believe that through Tacoma's story, you'll see a reflection of many cities around the world. Travel documentaries aren't just about beautiful sights, they're about exploring countries in their light and their shadows, to understand, to feel, and to act. Tacoma in 2025 is no longer the tourist city we once imagined. It has become a symbol of the global homelessness crisis, a place where culture cannot survive if people no longer have a roof over their heads. But this isn't the final chapter. Documentaries like this one need to be shared, so that we don't turn our backs. For travelers, this is a lesson in empathy and a reminder to rethink the true value of a journey. It's not just about beautiful sights, but also about the people and the lives they lead. For the local community, it's a wake-up call about policies that haven't gone deep enough, and a system that needs reform so no one is left behind. For the international community, it's proof that every society has its shadows, and that caring, listening, and taking action is a shared responsibility we all carry. Social impact doesn't always come from grand gestures, it often starts with small, genuine acts. A share, a subscription, a moment of empathy can reach someone who desperately needs hope. So if you believe that every person deserves to live with dignity, join us in spreading this story. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay with us on future travel documentary journeys, exploring countries not just to travel, but to understand, connect, and create lasting human value. For a world where no one is left behind.